O light of life, be kindled again in our hearts as we meet together this morning to celebrate the joy of human community, seeking a wholeness that extends beyond ourselves. Adapted from T.S. Eliot's The Rock, what life have we if we have not life together? There is no life not lived in community, and no community not lived in celebration and praise.
Good morning, Faith family. So for those who don't know me, which is probably nobody in this room from what I could tell, my name is Yasmin Jackson, and today I am giving the sermon written by our New Orleans native, Bobbi Blanch. She is sweet. Okay, I was just going to say, she may be with us online. Hopefully, she'll be back with us soon. She's unfortunately unable to come here in person, but I am praying for a swift recovery for her and hoping she will be able to join us in the near future. And I hope that I can give her words the justice and love they deserve. Okay, I'm going to step back. Okay. Throw me something, mister! That is the cry shouted by the onlookers to the crew members on the passing floats. The float riders are constantly throwing trinkets to the crowds. They may be tossing beads, like what you're having, probably some of you are having on, the balloons, toys, and for the first time this year, they will also hand out bags of rice with mixes in the bags, such as jambalaya and etouffee. With conservation in mind, other sustainable items will also be tossed out, like hats and purses. Some crew members may even spend over $1,000 on collecting throws to throw to the audience. Now, I got a question for all of you, and I'm going to call my assistant, Moses, to help me toss beads to the audience. I'm not sure where the beads are, but wherever they are. So now tell me, has anyone in this room never been to New Orleans for Mardi Gras? Raise your hands if you have not. Oh, wow, that's a lot of hands, actually. Wow. Well, I'm about to give you a personal intro into the history of Mardi Gras. I guess we're going to toss pass around beads to everyone, since most of the people have not been to Mardi Gras. So, for those who are online, Moses, my assistant, is tossing beads into the audience. So while he's doing that, many years ago, hunters and gatherers celebrated the coming of spring by coming together for fertility rites and greeting old friends. Unfortunately, all their winter stores would soon decay and become rotten. "I can't eat this stuff," they would cry. That is, until a woman, someone, likely a woman, suggested that they take all that food before it goes bad, cook it up, and have a long party and feast till it was gone. By the Middle Ages, these fertility rites had become decadent orgies. The good old Catholic leaders at that time knew that they could not stop the pagan rituals, so they turned these rituals into religious practices. Feasting before Lent, which begins on Ash Wednesday. Lent is a time of prayer, fasting, and penance. symbolizing when Jesus wandered in the desert for 40 days. The time leading up to Lent, beginning on the Feast of Epiphany on January 6, is referred to as Carnival, Latin for farewell to meet. The last day of Carnival is, of course, Mardi Gras Day, or otherwise known as Fat Tuesday. In 1699, the French explorer Iberville established a settlement down by the lower Mississippi River, eventually giving birth to the Crescent City, or as we know it, New Orleans. He brought with him the practice of partying, secret societies, mass balls, and of course, feasting. Under French rule, these mass balls began to flourish, followed by street masking later on. In 1837, a group of costume maskers walked in the first documented parade. By 1815, the first official secret organization, otherwise known as a crew, and by the way, that is spelled Krewe, was formed. They called themselves the Mystic Crew of Comus, named after the Greek god of revelry. They presented a themed parade featuring floats, costume maskers, and marching parades. Another famous crew is the Crew of Rex, led by the group's namesake, Rex, which is Latin for king. This organization formed in New Orleans at a time when it was still recovering from the Civil War as a way to entice tourists to visit the city and businesses to put down roots in the community and bring order to the chaotic street parades occurring at that time. Its members wanted to create a daytime parade that the citizens could attend and feel safe at. Their first debut parade was even witnessed by Russia's Grand Duke Alexis Romanov. The crew's official song, If I Cease to Love, is heard throughout New Orleans in the Mardi Gras season. Every year, a member of the crew of Rex is selected to be Rex, otherwise known as the king of Mardi Gras. His identity is kept secret until the day before Mardi Gras on Lundi Gras. The mayor gives Rex a symbolic key to the city. The Rex parades on Mardi Gras Day feature parade floats that are rolling tableaus of art. Following Rex are the trucks, totaling nearly 2,000, each with their own small crews. Each float is individually decorated, either professionally or not. Some of them only even have a porta potty. They rolled down the streets of New Orleans, captivating the eyes of onlookers and tossing out froze. In 1871, during a ball, a young woman discovered a golden bean inside a slice of cake. This golden bean is the symbol for the baby Jesus. This woman was crowned queen for the day and was tasked to bring a new cake at the next party, starting the tradition of the king cake. King cakes are frosted with the colors of Mardi Gras. Now, I got another question for you all. I'm sorry, Moses. Can someone tell me, and feel free to shout them out if you happen to know them, what these colors are? Green. Okay, I heard green, yellow or gold, and then I think I heard purple, right? Yes, so purple, green, and gold as decreed by Rex. Purple represents justice, green for faith, and gold for power. In 1916, the first black crew of Zulu made its debut. Their name Zulu is a homage to the Zulu people of southern Africa, who had once chased the British colonists out of their village. This crew provided essential social services, such as covering the cost of funerals for their fellow African Americans. In 1968, this crew was eventually granted permission by the city officials to parade in the city, along with routes that were historically reserved for white carnival parades. To poke fun at Rex and other white crews who exaggerated African features, the Zulus masked in blackface, and their king wielded a banana stalk as his scepter and a lard cane as his crown. This crew threw out coconuts to the onlookers. Now, to this day, they still pass out coconuts, but now they are hand painted and gently handed out. One of the most iconic kings of the crew of Zulu was the famous jazz musician Louis Armstrong, who was crowned in 1949. Armstrong is best known for revolutionizing the traditional hymn When the Saints Go Marching In with his jazz 1938 single. This song would often play at African American funerals as a way to celebrate their life and also to celebrate their eventual joining the saints above. Another iconic African American group is the Mardi Gras Indians. Unfortunately, their story is among the least well known, even though they have been known and parading around New Orleans for over a century during Mardi Gras. The Mardi Gras Indians named themselves after the Native Americans to express their gratitude to the Native Americans for helping them escape slavery. For the Mardi Gras Indians, Mardi Gras Day used to be a time when they would settle scores. These conflicts are the inspiration for the song Iko Iko. Nowadays, when two Mardi Gras Indian tribes pass one another, their interactions are no longer mired by violence, but instead are marked by friendly competition. Each costume is handed down from fathers to sons, from generations to generations, and each generation adds to the costume, making it extremely heavy and elaborate. The end of Mardi Gras occurs when Rex himself pays a visit to the throne of Comus, otherwise known as the meeting of the courts. This tradition stems from 1882, when the Comus crew issued an invitation to the royal court of Rex to attend their ball. By accepting, Rex showed respect to the elder crew. Since that meeting in 1882, the meeting of Rex and Comus every year has evolved from a show of goodwill between organizations into the symbolic ending of Carnival. Over the years, many crews have come and gone. For instance, several smaller crews disbanded after the devastation brought about by Hurricane Katrina in 2005. Despite this destruction, the Crescent City suffered that dreadful year. The heart and soul of New Orleans still lives on to this day. Crews are still with us, but many of the mass balls are now open to everyone. The income generated by the carnival season generates a fortune for New Orleans. Just this last year, the city received an income of $1 billion. Of course, Mardi Gras isn't just about, the city of New Orleans, getting money, for their city, even if it's a lot of money. It is a celebration of tradition, community, and heritage. Mardi Gras has been a way for the Crescent City to heal in the face of disaster, trauma, and adversity. It is a day where, regardless of who you are and where you are in the United States and even across the world, you can let loose and revel in the good times. Now, laissez les bon temps rouler. Now, feel free to repeat after me if you feel comfortable. Laissez-les bon temps brûler.
Our closing words today, Blessed by Our Connections by Susan Carlson. We leave blessed by our connections to one another, to the Spirit of life. Walk lightly that you see the life that is below your feet. Spread your arms as if you had wings and could dance through the air. Feel the joy of the breath in your lungs and the fire in your heart. Live to love and be a blessing on this earth. To the end of the service, may you depart from our time together, buoyed by the Spirit of life, delighted by the warmth of our gathering, and renewed in soul and mind. As we extinguish the flame of our chalice, may its lingering spark be carried in your heart until we are together again.